Welcome back to our podcast on marketing, sales, business, and business strategies that help you grow and explode your business. So today's topic is social selling. What is actually social selling? So we're used to the old way of selling where somebody would go and send you a letter, or they would do a cold calling, or they would go and have salespeople visiting your business and trying to sell you something, making appointments and so on. Social selling is actually something that means that the salespeople have to interact with potential leads inside social media. That would be, for instance, in LinkedIn. But it means as well at the same time that they have to find people who they can interact with. They have to build value, build rapport. And that's online, of course, a totally different game. You have to use a different strategy, and it can be quite a challenge for some people. So we want to, of course, influence buyers and those who are able to help us to make a change in that business we are trying to address. If you want to sell to consumers, well, that's the B2C field, you will have to go and advertise and promote and build rapport inside Facebook. The same thing applies as well to platforms like TikTok, where you have to use videos. So let's take as an example something, well, rather simple. Let's say you have a new book. You've written a wonderful book on a certain topic. For me, for instance, I've written a book on for entrepreneurs, how to get the business started, how to set their mind, and how to deal with all the difficulties that can come as you are in business, because it takes, of course, a certain time to grow your business over time. You have to develop as well your skills, because if you've been before in a job, you didn't have to do everything. You didn't do maybe at the same time sales, marketing, accounting, customer care and everything. At the beginning, you maybe are only you. Maybe you have a group of people who you are doing it together, and everybody is trying to do something different. But if you are maybe a bunch of salespeople, but none of you know how to do customer care, or how to produce the product or deliver the product or do the accounting, that's a problem. Of course, you can always outsource accounting to a tax advisor, but there's a limit what you can do. So how can social selling actually help me promote a book? So let's say this book is going to be released in a week or two, and I want to get people, of course, aware of the book. So what can I do? I can go and post, let's say in Facebook or in LinkedIn, articles that are relating to my book. If I am showing people what is this all about, or maybe I take an excerpt, or I, for instance, doing the old school way, I go to a bookshop that's maybe partnering with me and go and read a passage out of the book. Then that might be as well, of course, something interesting, because you can catch the interest of people who are passing by. Plus, you can even promote it on social media that the people come and say, oh, wow, cool. Maybe you even team up with somebody who does, maybe is a singer, maybe somebody who does guitar, maybe some poetry, and you can do a really cool gig. That's a typical thing that you could do, for instance, in London. That's something cool, but not in every city that is possible. For instance, in Munich, there's not so easy to do these things. Not every city has space, the opportunity, and as well the mindset as well, with different businesses looking forward to do that. But as example, if I wanted to read a passage of that book, I would have to see as well, where can I actually reach these people? So let's say my book, for instance, is in English, and I'm maybe currently in a country that doesn't speak English, or at least it's not the main language. It's a secondary language that you learn in school and that, but it isn't the main language. The same thing if I'm in Sweden, let's say, and I'm doing their book, and it's in English, and in Swedish it isn't available, then of course I will not reach everybody, because some people are just not interested in reading books in English. That's it. It doesn't matter whether I am trying to promote this book in Sweden, in Germany, in France, Spain, Morocco, or in other countries. Some countries have so many dialects that people converse most of the time with each other in English. For instance, in India, which is why outsourcing as well is so effective in India, because we have people from different countries and different regions, and at the same time, because they all speak one language, English, they can understand each other. Because if they speak their dialect, they don't understand each other, because you can't speak that many dialects as there are in India. And when you take it the same, for instance, in Germany, there are as well different dialects, but usually you more or less can understand, unless it's really, really deep dialect, then you don't understand it either. Even if you are very good in German, won't help. So how can I promote it maybe even more effective in social media? I can get more people. The thing is, people all around the world are interested in reading books in English, and maybe as well reading books about entrepreneurship. Well, there's a higher chance that I get more people through the internet than if I am sitting in a bookstore hoping that I get a few entrepreneurs who are willing to read a book in English or even interested. So what could I do? I can post something in LinkedIn, I can post something in Facebook, maybe do some videos, maybe have a video where I read a part of the book. Then they actually see, hey, that's the author. Oh, cool, sounds good. And then maybe I give some extra comments on what I am actually reading and why I have written this. And then it becomes actually more of a reality for the people, because they can physically touch. Unfortunately, of course, if I haven't got the books and I'm sitting there in a bookshop with the people, I can't give out signed books. It's different if I have a bunch of books with me, a big box of books, and I'm reading. People are seeing me, and then they buy the book and get an autograph. That's something different. Of course, if I'm doing it virtually, I cannot do that, because the only thing I can do is to say, buy my book, I will sign it, and then you get it shipped. Okay. But it doesn't work with everything, because of course, if you really want a personal autograph in the book, I would have to physically ship the book myself and not have it printed on demand by somebody who doesn't then send the book to me for signing and then ships it to you. So that wouldn't make sense. So there are two different ways of doing that. If I'm not wanting to give you an autograph, then you just go online to a store like Amazon and buy the book, because Amazon then will maybe print the book through their printers worldwide and then ship it to you. But if I want to have a more physical touch, I would have to use a different kind of way to publish and print my book. And that's where then you have to think, how can social selling help me there? So I want to create content so I can influence my audience. And my audience for such a book might be totally different than if, let's say, I have a book on how to have a healthy life as a business traveler, whilst actually having to travel to hotels, eating in airports, sometimes being exposed to food that's not actually healthy. So what can I do as alternative? Can I use some food supplements? Can I use maybe some kind of powder, tablets and sort of stuff? Not everybody likes eating, swallowing, chewing or whatever kind of tablets. Maybe you prefer maybe a nice juicy drink with lots of fruits in it and very healthy and powerful, might be even better, but you can't get it everywhere. So of course, if you've got a book on that topic and you help people to somehow achieve that goal, to have healthy food whilst traveling. Let's say you're a salesperson and you travel 5 days a week. You drive by car, you go up and down your country, have your appointments, and then you go out. What happens? You might go to some fast food restaurants, or you go to a petrol station on the motorway and you have food. Some food places at the motorways have a very healthy and good food, and some others are just absolutely not good for your body. So, okay, I have a book and I have an audience of people who theoretically are interested in my topic. So what do? I go and write articles on that topic or on that niche and post them. Post every day one thing. Then I increase. I post twice a day something. I might even add a picture to it. Can be a picture of myself or a nice picture with text and an image inside where you see a face, whether it's an animated face or it's my own face or face of other people, maybe even a video testimonial or anything, and I have to post it. I have to get people to become actually aware of all that, and then you have the ability to expand your reach and build an audience. You build then a tribe of people who are actually interested in what you're doing, and they are then eventually even loving your content, because each time they see that in their newsfeed or their alerts that you've posted something new, they'll go and read that first, because last time it was so good that they actually want to read it again or watch your video and maybe mind feed. Maybe you are somebody who, let's say you are a coach, a life coach, and you want to get people to have a much happier life. They hustle, they do business, maybe they're somewhere in a job and they don't really like it, they're unhappy, the relationship maybe suffers and so on, and you are writing a book. Even if it's a small, compact book, and you want them to start mind feeding on that, and then maybe even taking them to go and maybe join on one of your events. You do a workshop and you want to get them there, but still you want to get them prepared, and your small book is the entry to actually opening your mind towards the ideas that you actually trying to promote, the ideas of how you believe you can have a happier life, because you as the life coach have a certain philosophy, and you think that that is the right thing. Not only that you think, you actually believe, you are convinced that your strategies, your ideas, your concepts, your vision, that is the way life can be better, and you want to go out there and influence people. But the thing is, how can you maximize the potential of your book? Just an example, I published in 2011 my first book. It was a book in German, and the funny thing is, that book, even if I am not advertising the book, I am still selling books. Every now and then, this book that is old, I would say 8 years old, now and then, every few months, I still sell copies of that. It's crazy. The book is selling because from the beginning, I did some strategic things that were important to reach a kind of organic result that I wanted, so that people actually go and make use of the book. And even if that book is in German, and then of course limits its reach, its potential buyer reach, to people who only speak German, and that would be usually people in Germany, people in Switzerland, and in Austria. So it's a limited group, and I'm not counting in the people who live in other countries and maybe learn German in school, or due to the profession or something, they had to learn German. I'm not counting in those people. I'm counting the people who physically live in Germany, Austria, and Switzerland, and whose main language, daily language, is German. So that's quite a small group of people. And when you reduce that to actually people who are interested in that particular topic, it is still astonishing that a book is selling. There are a variety of strategies in the internet that people promote to do and get your book to be like a bestseller or so. But if the bestseller actually doesn't then help you to reach a high quality audience that's actually going to buy the book and then take action upon it. And that's the thing. If you just produce a book just to have a book with no value inside it, no benefit, no power, no guidance, then what do you have? Words. Nothing else than words that have no meaning, have no power, have no action, and have no value. And that's then where you then eventually then go and get the ability to promote your book and further books, because when they read that book, they decide that is such a good quality. When the next book comes, I will buy that as well. Of course, you cannot become rich by selling books, but it's about what you do in the next stage once they've read that book. And that's the cool thing, that it is actually able to promote your business, promote your ideas and your actions. But you have to do it the right way. If you just try to use a book as a garbage collector, then it will not help you. It will even devalue your quality of your business, your proposition. And just imagine you put out there a book that is supposed to be a bestseller. It has a low quality. People buy the book, whether it's for 99 cents or whatever, and then notice it's garbage. They'll think that your service ain't that quality. So they won't go and buy actually your service. Because even if somebody goes and sees that your book is sold at $47 and they buy it and then they notice it's garbage, they won't think that your products, your services are good, because you didn't make the effort to produce a book that is actually able to sell itself and actually reach the people who you want. Because yes, there are a variety of tricks to turn a book into a bestseller. You can buy your positions, you can do all sorts of activities with bots and other kind of things, and you can even go and do like a garbage sale where you can then massively boost your sales on Amazon in a short time and then get a lot of people to buy and then say it's a bestseller. But the thing is, if that bestseller isn't actually reaching the true audience you want, the true audience that's going to buy from you. I'm talking not about buying the book, but actually buying in the long tail your business offers. The business offers that actually pay your food, pay your business, pay your office, pay your staff. That's then when you're not achieving your goal. You just have a fake title and it's not going to help you. Your objective is to have a product that's a high quality, that's out in the market. Of course, a book shouldn't take months to write. I've written some books that have been done in like 1 week, 2 weeks, and they've been awesome. I've even given them to high-level people and they've loved the books and passed it on to other great people at a very high level. And that's the great thing. If you have a book that is able to move the food chain that you want to move, then it'll be of great benefit for you. Nevertheless, I have to still do the social selling. If I don't do the social selling, if I don't nurture my audience, if I don't get my contacts, build rapport, highlight to them what I am doing, what my business areas is, where I might be of help to them in a way that is not pushy, but it is actually interesting and attractive, they will come back, because they eventually gradually build a appetite for what I'm offering. And that's then where I can then massively influence those who are actually interested in what I have to offer them, what I can actually help them in. Because it makes no sense. Let's say if you are a dentist, let's say, and you focus on some very special niche, and you want to help people who have a certain kind of problem with their teeth and nothing else, because that's your absolute specialty. You don't want to do generalist work. You only want to do that special niche of tasks. So you have to then, of course, focus on reaching those people who have what you can solve. They have the problem, they have the need, or they have the topics, things that annoy them all the time, and you can help them. Let's say they have squint teeth, and you can help them to get them right again without big pain and all these other issues and problems later on. And you maybe even have a high ticket product, because putting the teeth in the right way, it might cost a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of technology, and things in a way to do it that you don't have a massive pain. But it's not for everybody. So you have to reach the audience in the right way, that you're not driving them away, because not everybody wants to see pictures of teeth or mouth or other kind of stuff. So you have to do it in a way that is attractive. It is as well complying with the policies of the platform, the culture. And let's say you want to do social selling on TikTok, for instance. How does TikTok work? Well, it's a video platform. You have a few seconds that you can generate a video. You can even have text and all that kind of stuff in it. And you do it regularly. And then you can actually promote what you're doing in a way that you are actively, not aggressively selling, but you're building your tribe of people who actually are interested in following, might even decide that you are the niche expert and you have the solution they are looking for. Because in the beginning, they don't have the knowledge that they are looking for a solution, or what kind of solution. They know they have a problem, something that's annoying them, whether it's the teeth, whether it's the online marketing, whether they are trying to, let's say, solve a computer problem, or they are trying to sell a product online and it just doesn't work, and they're trying to do the ads and it's just frustrating them because they get their ads disapproved or their account shut down or all the other kind of stuff, and I think, how can I do it? How can I get it actually to run professionally without having all those hiccups? Well, that's a challenge. There are people even that say, how do I get my content, for instance, into a magazine? How do I get branded and all that? There's so many things that one can write about in a book or write in posts and build rapport with that. And that's why social selling is such a deep content and such a deep topic that I will pick some other areas of that in future sessions to help you as well to understand how you can listen, how you can build rapport, how you can even engage much more with your tribe, I mean the people who are following you, and how you can even get really properly started in that. Because that's something that's not so easy, because of course when you think of it, there are different kinds of models for social selling. You can say it's a maturity level, maturity model, and depending as well on what you're doing. So of course it's about building trust, social trust, and as well how to improve and how to make it into a system that it's continuous, it is sophisticated enough but not over sophisticated, because many people tend to have an idea, they start and they create content and then never publish. Whether it's books, videos, posts, they never publish, and then the audience never comes, because nobody knows that you exist. They might see a post and it's gone, and they don't actually notice that you are there. So, looking forward to the next topic that I'll be talking about in the next few days, and I've got some special guests as well in the next sessions. Looking forward to having you back on air here, and have a nice day, have a nice week, and be busy and hustle towards your success. Goodbye.